that matters any. It just,
Anything. Oh, here.
no one's viewing us, so we're good.
I've got that too. That'll work too. I got you. Everybody? All right, are we ready to call this to order? It appears that we have a quorum present, but we will go ahead and do roll call. I'm here. Greg Hockemeyer,
Here.
Mike Thomas,
Here.
April Frazier,
Here.
Becky Walter,
Here.
Doug Eagleroth is absent, and Bill Dittlinger.
Here.
All right. All of you hopefully have had a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting on August 6th. Do we have any changes or corrections to the minutes? Could I have a motion to approve?
Oh, so moved.
Second.
So formal. All those in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Open issues for tonight. We have Spark Project. Do you have anything new to report on that?
No, I think I got everything reported last time.
And that was just on there because I'll probably keep that on there through next year,
Through
since
next
that's
year.
gonna be kind of an
Okay.
ongoing thing, so.
Right, and we'll probably be talking
And that's
about
why
that.
there was no subheading, I thought,
Yeah.
just so that it's considered continuing to be done.
All right, Studio Artist Tour is probably the biggest thing to discuss right now because that is coming up this Saturday. From, as some of you might have noticed, we changed the time a little bit from 9 to 2. We noticed that it dropped off about 1:30, 2 o'clock last year, and felt that in the essence of everyone's time and enjoyment of the event, it might make sense to end it. So, we're going to do that, and then, would you like to talk about what we're hoping to do after?
Sure. So we were hoping afterwards to have like an after party, so all the artists could get together, because that was one thing that everybody mentioned last year. You were in your realm, and where you were at, you didn't really get to intermingle with the other artists. So I have reserved, if, all goes forward, I have reserved just in case downtown on the square. And we could order appetizers and drinks, for everybody, so they can kind of mingle and meet each other.
That'd be nice. This Saturday.
Right, so that's another reason why we thought about ending it too, because we could do it right at 3 o'clock, because you're not chewing up another day. In hopes that, everybody could come if we did it the same day.
And that would be at 3, so it'd give everybody time to.
Yeah, it gives you about an
stow their
hour.
gear and.
Right,
Okay.
right. Hopefully enough time, but not too much.
I think that's lovely.
I think that's a great
So-
idea. Is that something that we are paying for?
That's what I was just gonna say, so we had talked about, originally I was gonna get a caterer and stuff, but then that was a lot even more work, because then you have to do tables and chairs, and so this, yes, we were, I talked to Carmen, the owner, today, so, we were hoping to provide food and just a drink for everybody, order a bunch of appetizers.
A soft drink?
Yes, yes.
Well,
I get what you're saying.
no, I'm
That's a
sorry,
good
it's just,
question. That's a good
open bar
question.
sometimes is not a
Well,
good thing,
yeah,
and that's kind
no.
of open-ended, and I'm just
No.
trying to do a quick,
No.
let me see.
Probably not on grant money.
Yeah, and
Yes,
probably not
yes.
tax money or grant money.
She was thinking, I asked her, because, I said our meeting is tonight and I would like to try to get something approved. I asked her, looking at the menu and, 15 to 20 people, I was like, what does that entail? And she said, well, I would say 400 and then maybe you can get out of here for less than that. But anywhere from 400 to 500 to order a bunch of appetizers and drinks. And then we talked about she has pixie pies and letting everybody get a slice of a dessert.
Okay.
Because it's about, gosh, when my husband and I go there, it's about $70 and we don't get drinks. So,
I will move,
So something related to this too, when we were talking about it, is that we're not doing some of the stuff this year that we did last year, as far as like buying the gift certificates
and
from
then
everyone.
stipend, the $200 stipend.
Unless we are doing the
Unless
stipend,
we
I don't
can,
know,
yeah,
but-
we could talk about that. but-
Well, and that's, I was going to ask about that, but I don't think this is a bad idea to build some camaraderie. So I am going to move that we authorize the expenditure of up to $500 for the after party to include soft drinks and food.
So I have a payment-related question. How
So
can
I
we do
did,
that?
well, I checked with her because that was my other concern. So I talked to her today and she is fine with not getting the money that day and giving me an invoice, which is what
Perfect.
Rosie wants.
Okay,
So she will hand me an invoice and then I will take it over to Rosie with the required paper that Rosie wants.
Perfect.
That
And I'll
was,
second it.
that was my biggest, concern. I was like, oh, because otherwise it would be paying out of pocket and getting
Yeah,
reimbursed. And she said,
yeah.
no. She's done this for other people too. where-
fantastic, okay.
So,
Awesome.
All right, so we have a motion that has been seconded on the table.
I'll call the question.
Okay, all those in favor of supporting an after party?
After party.
For the studio art tour, starting at 3 PM at Downtown on the Square, and providing hors d'oeuvres and soft drinks to attendees who are also participants in the event.
Aye.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, sounds like we're doing that.
yeah, and I'll get
It's a
with you on
great
making, like,
idea.
I'd like
It
to
is.
send an invitation
Yep, sounds good.
through the email that I've already kind
I
of
could probably
established.
put one of those together tonight, because I think it's probably important to get that out right away.
Yeah, I was waiting until tonight, and I'm thinking tomorrow I could send it, because I've got like a group email already established with info.
Okay, I will get that put together for you tonight. Okay, other things related to,
Do we have a map yet?
That is,
so
we're
that's
working on
in
that.
the works. As soon as I get all the locations, then we'll get them put onto the map. This year, they don't have to check them off or whatever, but they'll still want to
punch
know where they
card.
are.
And then we'll print some and have them, I'm gonna post that you're kind of the start point if
Okay.
people want to stop there, and then
You
we'll
can also
post
put
it on
them
the
on
page.
social media, probably on our website.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, because I got
yes.
three texts today about
Mhm.
where the map is.
Mhm, yeah,
So we might want to
that's-
post it like tomorrow if you can.
Well, I was gonna post
Or
the info,
Thursday.
it's coming, yes,
Yeah,
tomorrow, but I'm
good.
trying to get through all the artists, I have 3 more artists to get through,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna do them tomorrow, and then I was gonna do that.
And last year, Kay and I did kind of quasi, I don't want to say it was registration, but we had the tickets and the punch cards and things. We don't have to do any
No.
of that. There's not really registration. It's here's the maps and here's
Right.
directions.
Right.
Any
Okay.
questions?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you
Still
can make
set up
that
the
sort of the
tent.
FY, yes, make that the
Yes.
FYI, and I'll be glad to manage that
Manage
part.
the
Yes.
FYI tent, okay.
And we'll get the tent down there. Since we
And that's
have-
central enough, but out of the main drag, so I don't think it's
Right,
Right.
and you're gonna
over on
have
Jackson Street.
3 artists there too,
Okay.
so
Yes.
that'll kind of be,
Lively and fun.
yeah.
Is it the same 3, do we
Yeah,
know?
well, Doug's with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Doug, Lee, and Zach.
Okay, that group will
Same
go.
bunch.
We didn't
Hey,
get in any
FYI.
trouble. We didn't get any trouble. I bought lunch for them last year, but then again, it was right across the street, so I may
Yes,
some
they're all
pizza or
3
something.
supposed to be doing it,
Okay, good.
so, and I've talked to.
It was very different styles of work too.
It was
even
fun
though
that they
they're-
did the collaborative thing.
That was,
Yes.
I never brought that over even for you guys to see, did I?
And I tried to offer, because, Carrie Owen has just recently withdrawn. And her concern was she's too far out. And I said, well, we have the museum, we have
Your
my
place,
space,
yeah.
we have
Yeah,
your
yeah.
space.
Mhm.
And I haven't heard, that was just the other day. So I'm thinking she's not gonna do it, but I'm trying. I'm like, well, we've got options for that. So. but-
That was the excuse she thought of, so. she doesn't-
Possibly, maybe.
Oh,
but
that's too bad.
I know, I was like, Carrie.
Yeah, good. That was really nice. Okay. That's good, that's good. I don't know what else. How many artists do we have equivalent to last year? We lost Carrie, but.
Yeah, because we
Okay.
have 3 additional to last year, so I think we're looking at
And that-
12 to 13.
Okay. Are we
Yeah.
all in here? Are we still doing a Loon Lake?
Well,
Carrie is at Loon Lake.
Carrie's the loon, but we have
Because Renee Erickson was up there too. Was she was
She's
a
not
part of it.
doing it, but
Okay.
Deborah Miller, she's not close.
She's kind of
She
towards
lives just-
Tri-Lakes.
Tri-Lakes, okay.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
little-
That's one little jog.
That's a little closer.
I was thinking of where
Yeah.
she grew up.
So, I want to say. we have-
Most of them are in town.
Yeah, most.
Okay, is Amy Johnston doing it?
She is not, she's going to be out of town.
Okay.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah, she was going to do it. And then Natalie's out a little bit, but not too bad.
Yeah,
Well, good.
Kind of near Deb Miller-ish.
Yeah,
Like
she's not too far
2
out.
miles or something.
Yeah. So those-
Excellent. And we're still, if they want to sell stuff, they're welcome to sell stuff. and-
Yes.
And we don't get involved with that.
Right, that's their
Correct.
own.
Great
Hey, look.
thing. There he is. Speaking of selling stuff,
Hey.
we got Lee and Zach back with you and me in the parking lot again?
Yeah,
Okay,
they got the okay for me, so yeah.
Okay.
excellent.
Awesome, and I will be located at the museum so that
Museum.
the exhibit can be open.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect.
You're working tomorrow, aren't you? Will you be over there tomorrow?
I will be over there tomorrow. Oh, you've got stuff that you want to, yes. I will be there. I have an all-day mediation, but that may allow me some
wanna get
flexibility.
them
But if you're planning on stopping by, I'll
tent
let Tarina
tonight,
know. She
maybe?
should be there all
Okay.
day.
That might be a good idea, so I don't have to mess
Greg,
with
do you
it.
want to get
We'll
the
see.
tent tonight?
Oh, I
Because
could.
it's just
Since
down the
we're
hall.
here.
not in
Yeah.
the- And you can pick which one you want.
Okay, we'll do that
Or
right after. the meeting.
Actually, I think you're gonna need both from what I hear.
Okay.
Is it going to rain?
No, but, like, I don't think anybody, I think the guys all wanted to use them, so we're probably gonna, and you're gonna want the commission one. It's
Mhm.
got all of our stuff on it,
Right.
and then I think Lee asked if he could have a tent, the white one again,
Okay.
so.
All right, we'll
we
just
might-
loop down.
Just
Okay,
grab 'em
I can
tonight.
help,
Okay.
that way we don't have to try to get them
I
on
gotta be
Friday.
back by 7.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, I won't burden you with any of that. If I was gonna say
Yeah.
April, when I can
yeah.
walk it a
yeah.
block down the street if we have to.
Otherwise, I can get it to you Friday, but it'll
Schlep.
be easier.
Yeah.
We'll just get it now.
Right.
And we had discussed how we're now 9 to 2, and there's now an after party at 3
Okay, where's that?
downtown on the square.
Okay.
We're gonna make an invitation and we'll send it out.
And
She's
the,
gonna make it and I'll email it out.
And we authorized up to $500 to be spent for soft drinks and food for that event.
This will be a great opportunity for everybody to network and
I think it's
meet each other.
Plus we were saying too, it's local business, so we're also supporting local business,
Mhm.
because the caterers I was looking at were not Columbia City, so that's one bonus.
Absolutely.
We're also working on the map and
Yes. I have got, the parks, was gonna put up the sign today, but Andrea is out of town, so she's gonna get that up tomorrow. And then I have all the table tents are at all the restaurants. And then.
signs are out.
Signs are out. My only dilemma is, and we can discuss later too, the big banners are not gonna,
They're not going to be here in time.
no, because they're like a 2-week. He said to be sure it would be
Oh,
probably
the big
2-week.
flag banner
Yes.
things?
So if we want to do the one that's out and about, at least, so we have something at all the stops, we can for this year, and then definitely order it, like,
Okay.
anyways, so that we have
I
them.
mean, I guess it just makes the map more important. Do we
Yes.
have an event sign for each location?
We have that extra sign last year, because our tent didn't make it last year, and so we have a banner. That's why I didn't know if you wanted something, like these that are out, like on these people that are far away.
Mhm.
I don't know if in
Maybe.
town it's really as important, but
I
I feel
think
like.
we need to sign it. I mean, I want a sign out on my front yard.
That's what I'm
So,
saying, like, you
yeah.
guys, I think people can find the museum, obviously,
Mhm.
and, but we could print some of the ones that are, there's
We
one at
had
Okie
these,
Alley.
right? We had those, didn't they have
Well,
that on
I'm saying
it?
you could put the studio art ones that are out right now, there's one in Okie Alley and right downstairs here in the
Oh,
lawn.
you just-
You could,
just
I could get
relocate
some
those.
more of those,
Yeah.
those are $35 with the steak.
Yeah.
We could order like, 8, I can count how many we need, and
Yeah.
8 or 9. we
Yeah,
need.
let's do that. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
And then,
okay.
yeah.
Do we need to move on it?
Do
We've
we have to spend money?
approved, we've approved already 1,400, and I'm
For-
only at
And that was for all the
219.
promotion
Yeah.
stuff, yeah, that was
So
it
I
too.
think we're okay.
Right, and
Sorry,
what
I don't mean to stop
we
you.
approved tonight for the
Second, third?
after
Second.
party is not even, like, it's
Saturday
separate from the
Yes,
1400 anyway,
yes.
so.
I think
Probably
we're
around
okay.
7:30, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
9 to 2.
Well, just for us to meet and, you know, if they, I'm gonna be
I
there.
know I'm assuming Lee's going to paint, so I'm probably gonna need electricity, so.
Oh,
what
that's
I was
right,
gonna
that's
ask.
right.
was
And I
just
did run the
gonna
cord, and
ask.
we'll arrange in the same site.
And it's not
Same
gonna
way,
be
so
so
At least he
hot.
said he was going to paint, so.
That way we
Yeah,
can plug
that's
in
what he
his
told me
his
too.
air compressor.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it. All the advertising is out. It's just the map. We just gotta get that rolling. I think we're good. And then we'll send out a invitation for the after party.
Excellent.
Oh, did we decide if we wanted to do the stipend or not?
Oh, we did, yes. So last year, we gave each artist participating a $200 stipend to purchase necessities for the tour.
I think I told the ones that I initially contacted, it was $100.
Okay, okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm sure of it.
Actually, it was $100, and last year they got $200 because we bought two $50
That's
right.
gift cards.
That's right, and we're not
I think
doing
it
that.
is
Yeah,
100
so it
for
would be
supplies.
$100. So you're looking at, you know,
And we did that, if I remember correctly, last year, I think I remember a whole bunch of receipts and stuff coming in.
it was
so-
tricky. I can do it. It's a little tricky because I gotta have receipts from, I've got the
It would
email.
probably
that-
be better if the business entity artist person issued an invoice.
That's what
Mhm.
we did last year. They gave me an invoice, and then I have to fill out the required paper for every artist and get it to Rosie.
Okay, rather
Which I
than-
can do that.
And that way we don't have to prove the supplies and get all the
No, she was
receipts.
good with invoices last year.
And I think if we call it a stipend as opposed to reimbursement, I think that's fair.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I will move that we authorize the expenditure of $100 as a stipend for each approved participating artist.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Right?
Any opposed? Okay,
And last year, not everybody did it, so, see.
okay.
And I put approved participating only because, no, if somebody just kind of shows up. Wow. So, yes. No, I was like, for each participating artist, I was like, well, what does participating mean?
We're all-
Participating artists
Stick me in.
in the tour.
Yes,
Participating artist in the tour, there you go.
okay.
And I'll reach out and let everybody know, because some were asking.
Yes. Okay. All right, anything else on that?
And you did vote on that, right, as I was
Yes.
working on this stuff, okay?
We did.
I have a question related to this,
Okay.
and maybe you know the answer to this.
Okay.
How and who gets those big signs that go across Line Street?
Okay, so you have to order the right kind of banner, and you need to get on the list for that way ahead of time.
We tried it last year, and it was like, we're talking months.
Mhm.
Okay,
It's
can
gotta
we
be months.
continue? I think that's a really important thing.
I think it's a good idea. We just have to get on it ahead of time and
Okay.
be told of the
I
electric
have,
department.
yeah, I have
The
the lady's
electric?
contact probably from last year. But it's like it's probably like 3 months ahead of time you have to. Because they
Well-
already have stuff arranged.
Right, and we would
you
have
know.
to also get the banner way ahead of time, which maybe,
Yes.
if we're always going to be the first Saturday in September, that we just have it say first
General.
Saturday in September.
Mhm.
And we have to get whatever the measurements are of that banner.
So,
Because they're
but they
kind
would
of
tell us
special.
that, right?
Yes, they
If you
give you
sent me
all
that
that-
contact, I'll do that.
Yeah, they have all that information.
Yeah, that's,
Because I think that's really
And
important.
Bones, I did look into Bones too, I forgot about that,
Okay.
because that popped up. So Bones, what their promotion is, you get 30 seconds, and it's like I'd have to pull up the email, it's 3 something. Well, it's 100 and something a month, but you have to commit to 3 months.
Okay,
Like, you have to do a 3-month commitment. So I want to say it was like 110 or 115, but then you have to do a 3-month commitment.
Okay.
Okay.
Not to say that you couldn't do it for next year for Studio Art Tour, and then if you have everything, then the next one do Holiday Market, you know what I mean? Or just do the general advertisement, you know, for the
Well,
commission
this-
too.
Do you
Yeah.
have the information that you need to be able to reserve that and the size?
Yes.
You already have it?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe he gave me all that when he replied back to my email.
Okay, if you need any help, just
Okay.
let me know. I don't know, but I can find out for you. if you
Okay.
And I
want
think it's
help with
gonna
that.
have to be the actual heavy-duty canvas banners that have the
The wind things.
wind things cut into them.
Yes. Which Mark, I know when I asked him about it last year, he did say he could
He could do
He
that?
could do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know at 46 Graphics, you can have the dates changed each year too.
Mm-hmm. So take it
So-
in and just have
Yeah, He
it.
could put like sticker stuff on there, so that way if we want, because we have one for Troy that we switch out the
switch
sponsors,
it out.
Okay.
so they could change the date each year if we
Okay.
need them to.
Great. Great idea for next year, and really, I think the advertising at Bones would be good for next year, too.
Yes, yes.
And really, even if we end up being over the summer, I think that would be, like, the 3 months leading up
It
to.
would, yeah, it would be great.
Because all those kids that come in on
Mhm.
Wednesdays to watch the free movies with their parents.
Yes, because I think I emailed him right after our meeting, and I'm like, well, shoot, like, we've already kind of lost a lot of time. But yes, if you did it in
Mhm.
June,
Yeah.
June,
Mhm.
July, August, for sure. And really, that's not that bad.
Good ideas for
$100.
next year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Now, would we make a new video for that, or would we use the video that was already
It
shot?
would depend on if you wanted like a flyer type advertisement or.
We
if
only
you-
have 30
But
seconds,
that's all you
so-
get is 30 seconds, so, yeah. It doesn't get, like, to me, I would just do the flyer. and
Yeah,
then
I would
forward.
do, you know, something that has our logo on it,
Mhm.
date, time, boom.
Yes.
And make
Yeah.
make it up there the whole 30
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
With maybe some annoying music or something.
Yeah, something
You
annoying that gets
can.
people's attention. and they-
Yeah. you
There's
can.
enough of that.
Car horns.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, for
quit
sure.
eating.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have some time to think about that, but
Yes.
I think that is
Yes.
really great for next year. All right, commission retreat. We will have one more meeting between now and then. I haven't gotten any answers to any questions.
Deadline is September 15th.
I know, I know.
So by my calculations, we still have almost 2 weeks left. And I'm glad to know no one else has ruined the
No.
curve by responding already.
I'm wondering if maybe you should resend the questions to someone.
I literally was like, I'm overflowing.
Why don't you
from
resend the
Studio
questions
Art
with a
Tour.
reminder? But yes, as a matter of fact, as you
Okay.
were talking, I was
For the
looking at the.
ADHD among us.
Yeah, I planned
I
on
was like,
sitting
when
down
was,
and
I was
doing it
like,
Sunday. and we
oh,
didn't.
I had homework. I was like, I don't
On
think it's
Monday.
due yet. I don't know.
Yesterday.
Well, I'll give you guys also a fake date that it's due.
Oh, huh.
I did that myself with somebody
Here I
that
am,
is
doing
actually
the
due,
Guilty kid.
well, I told myself
It's
that it was
okay.
due
I
Friday,
swear,
but
it's
it's
not due till
actually due
September
Monday.
15th. That was like my get
And I
out of
didn't
jail
realize
free card.
until
when you gotta ask.
yesterday that it was
I already told her to. I
actually
said,
Monday.
maybe I could just sit down with you.
Okay, I
and
got
go
it.
over that."
Right, but I got most of it done before I realized that
I
it wasn't
just-
actually due.
But you have a busy Saturday, so. it's
Right.
good. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
No.
As soon as our.
I am sorry about that.
Over here.
Are you okay? You get your eye?
No, but
What
it got
happened
right
there?
on my cheek.
It's been dried up and
It's been dried up. It needs to have a paper
It was
clip.
close to my eye, but you're good.
I don't know, Mike.
Can't go dance, I have to go home.
I'm sorry.
Related to the commission retreat.
It's probably clear now.
Do we want to, like, are we all bringing something that morning?
We hadn't talked about
He
it.
was fiddling with it, sorry.
Oh, and it's heading in your way.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna get that.
We kind
What was
of
your question
tossed
again?
around the idea of bringing
Yeah,
stuff.
are we bringing stuff that day?
Didn't I promise breakfast casserole?
I think
Oh,
you
I was
did.
gonna say we
Huh?
threw it
Yeah.
around.
And it's not October 26th yet, so it's not due.
Right,
No,
it's not due.
no.
And the rest
I
of us
think
could
you-
also bring things.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I'll
was
bring
just going to say, it does require a few more things.
Right,
Yes.
right. And maybe somebody wants to bring drinks of some sort.
Yeah.
Well,
Bring stuff.
you know, it's a guy thing, but I can bring coffee,
That would be perfect.
juice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, everybody feel free to bring something and then, Yeah, and I'll resend out your homework so that,
Becky.
see how it
Slap
gets.
in the face, like, hello.
How many of us are there?
Well, when we're all here, there's gonna be like 8.
And then, Bill, you need to be with us also?
Yeah,
Is it
so I-
officially a meeting?
It is
Yeah,
officially.
it is
Yeah.
officially a meeting, so, yeah, there would be
'Cause we
7
can't be
members and
unsupervised.
staff,
I
yeah.
was always just.
Well, I'm
counting
wondering if
myself
we
out.
could just call Bruja and put in our order, and then somebody could pick it all up, and we could start the day off correctly.
I get a 50% discount.
Hey.
Heck, yeah.
Well, in case super
That's-
sweet, she'd probably give us.
Well, I should have let you volunteer for the, you want to get to coffee?
See,
Well,
mine
we have to set it
says
up against Ken, make sure. she
9 to
reminds me
11
too.
a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let me see
sweet.
here.
should-
Breakfast
Oh,
casserole,
that.
coffee cake,
Oh, you're doing coffee cake too?
apparently.
Oh.
Okay, if you can grab coffee, I will grab juice or cake or,
I'll
Yeah,
get the
see
coffee
what-
cake.
do we need anything? Does
We
anybody not
probably
drink
need
coffee?
like,
2
plates
hours?
and
Plates.
silverware and all
I
that
think,
stuff.
I technically, I
Eat
think I get a
snacks.
50% discount for that, but I don't know.
We can ask.
Is that here?
She's so
If
sweet.
we
You
don't
just
want-
need
Right
to
here.
pick up
Okay.
coffee at Bruja, maybe have some orange juice or something for
Greg
anybody
is, I'm gonna
else.
put Greg down as juice and tableware.
Yeah, we probably need to let her know at least
Ask if we can do that.
Yeah.
a week maybe, and get it scheduled so
Just-
that she has somebody there to make it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel really weird not cooking here, but we can think on it. We can put our heads together. So you used to have
Maybe
to cook
somebody should
something.
go to, what's it's called, Donuts,
Dunkin'
Sugar
Donuts.
Creek,
Sugar Creek.
Sugar Creek.
Oh.
Anything, but at least if we have the basics,
I
it
mean.
sounds like.
We have
I
breakfast
think I'll
casserole.
sugar really
So,
well.
I will bring 2 Lynn's cups. I see
You're so
there's some
gifted.
cups over
I'm
there.
so gifted.
That's 7.
I don't wear the Sugar
So
Queen title.
the date
for
on
nothing.
that is,
October 26, 9 to 11. here.
If it
Here.
would be easier, I would happily grab the Keurig and some coffee pods and a thing of creamer and just show up fully armed. That's easier
That would
than
work too.
dinking with anything
Doug,
else.
sounds like that's. what
Is
we
that
can do.
easier
Well,
for
it's only
everybody?
8 though, it's not,
Yeah,
that's pretty easy.
I don't think 8, that's 2 things.
That's a easy,
That's not like 25
No,
cappuccinos. It's
No.
like
No,
8.
like one of her crafts will probably be
Yeah.
more than.
But maybe I'll
I
bring my
think,
Keurig
I've done it before
anyway.
for art things, but I think the last time she did it, the thing that she gave me wasn't very big.
Well, and it's not that far.
Yeah.
If we got,
Yeah,
I
we
could
could
walk
always
back
just
down
go
and
and
get,
get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we sound pretty well covered on that.
Notice we got that priority figured out. But we haven't
And we're
answered the
talking about
questions.
food here.
But we haven't answered our questions.
Great. It'll work out.
What time is that in the morning?
9 to 11.
9 to 11.
And it promises to be fun and exploratory.
And hopefully it'll be
Yes.
productive. We get all our homework in
Yep.
and we can kind of start with something already done.
And the goal is
So
gonna
ask
be
her about
then
that.
just to kind of be able to put together sort of an overview of what we're doing, what we want to be when we grow up, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. Street art.
Bill sent out a email that I thought for sure I brought with me. I did. You wanted to review that with the group?
Yeah. I was actually.
Sort of
looking
on a
at this
theme
earlier.
or a motif, I think, was what it was talking about a little bit from the.
Yeah, I know we had talked about potentially doing art on things that have to do with, well, things that are typically ugly that's throughout the city and doing those pieces. But I was in a town in Florida where it was very well thought out. And when you arrived, it's like you had arrived at something special and you knew it. Because it was all interconnected as far as the types of things they had. Now, of course, it was ocean themed and all those kinds of things, but it was a very, very old town that had been revitalized, and it was very happening, but it hadn't been. It had almost died. And so I was just thinking that if we could put a plan together of, these are the things that we would, or these are the items we'd like to paint, and these are the things that we want to paint on them. And what do we want to say to people when they're driving through and they arrive to Columbia City and they take notice? of what? And that's where the artists have to come in and answer all those questions. But I just found it very, very, we went through there like 3 times, and I just kept flipping my head and noticing different things. It was just so interesting. And I wish I could have taken more pictures, but I was always the driver. So it's kind of hard to do in Florida traffic. But anyway, so that was my initial thoughts on that. I don't know what all I wrote on here, but.
Well, that's why I gave it to you, because if you're like me, you probably thought of it
Yeah.
then, and then, what did I say again?
I think
Oh,
that was
yeah.
basically it.
I know I had a good idea one time.
But anyway, then if somebody wants, or if a group of people want to head up, like, just kind of start walking through the city and figuring out what that is and what we'd like to do, I'd be more than happy to go with you. Pick out the items and like maybe actually present something.
Mhm.
This is the overall plan. Instead of this month, we asked to paint the, electrical panel, and next month we asked to paint this, and all of a sudden it's very broken.
Mhm. So
And
it all
we
kind
keep
of
asking.
themed together.
So let's just ask it all at once, and then we could do it over a period of time.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Doug kind of
That's a
started us
plan.
down the path of the plan a little bit, because kind of after the koi pond, we did a couple of local personalities or celebrities that we could
Yeah,
still, we
I
could
tried to
still.
string kind of an historical,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But I
because
think.
the other one was kind of, the Asian, Japanese,
Mhm.
or Okinawa.
Yes, yes, because
Mhm.
Shinzo Oki.
Yeah, we talked about this one time, we talked about Lloyd Castle Douglas, as an author, and I don't know what else, but.
So we could do famous people. The other thing is, there is some Halloween stuff that is now starting to go around here. Because last year they did the
Skeleton.
skeleton
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
You have the little parade of, this is what's it?
Oh, Pumpkins on Parade.
Yeah, the Pumpkins on
Yeah.
Parade.
Mhm.
So, one of our artists does some more macabre and sci-fi
I
stuff.
already got one in for the T-shirt, you can vote on it now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty
What was that?
good.
Was that under Skeleton? It's under Skeleton Festival.
Skeleton
On
Festival.
Facebook,
I think
yeah.
she
Is
just
it?
posted
They
the
just
voting.
posted today where you can vote. I can't look at it on my phone, I don't know why. but I can't even-
Skeleton,
I can't
Columbia
vote
City,
either.
Skeleton in Columbia
It
City.
won't let me
Is
vote
that
on
Columbia
it.
City Connect?
No.
No, it is
I
a
think it's gonna
private
be
person that
AVG.
started it.
Really?
For her mother's big on Halloween, and so she started, they do it in another town. Connie, they traveled somewhere and they have it in another town, and she loves Halloween, so then Kelly Malloy started it for her mother, is how it
Okay.
started, and now they're trying to do like a whole day thing, where they're gonna have vendors
Wow.
and a pumpkin contest,
Connie Lutz.
Connie, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
As soon as you said Connie, I was like, I asked
Is it
Kelly.
Lutz, yes.
I've asked them
Yeah,
before.
that's right.
And they
Yeah.
say whichever. When we were in school, we always used to say Lutz, but.
Yes, so
Lutz or
Kelly
Lutz.
started it
Yes.
for her.
Yes.
To kind of give, she's a big Halloween fanatic.
And Kelly's one of her daughters, and the other one went to
Yes,
school.
Kim.
Kim.
Kim was
Kim
closer to my,
Foltz.
yeah,
He used to live not too far
Yeah.
from me.
yes, so.
Is there something
Okay.
else in September? I don't know why, I was talking to Sarah and she said their band is playing at something.
Oh, well, she is gonna be at the festival, but that's October.
Oh, maybe that's
But
what
she
she's talking
did,
about.
she is going to, because they just announced that they were
Yeah.
gonna be there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
'cause- yeah, okay. I hope she knows it's October.
I don't know too if you just do people, but like I just had somebody from out of town with me last week, kind of a surprise visit, and they always ask me food. And so obviously they're big coffee fanatics, so they were going to Starbucks and we were like, no, you gotta go over to Bruja. And then of course the Nook, I was bummed, but we went to CJ's, so like there's also little things like that. And he loved both of them. And he's from California originally.
Pickles would be a good place.
We were gonna do pickles and we ran out of time.
Okay.
But he got the root beer at CJ's, and then Bruja, he ordered our drink because we have the Fraser Cuban. So that's named after my husband, so we got that. But, like we have places too that are very kind of historical and known for
Mhm.
Columbia City too. that would be fun to do even.
Speaking of brouhaha, after waiting in line for 20 minutes in the traffic lane on Saturday morning, like, okay, I don't know who ordered everything for everybody at the, at the factory that's in line here, but I was 4 cars back, and I'm like, okay. Went to Starbucks, nobody in
Nobody?
line. Nobody in line. Shot right through, and I was like, okay, and I drove past, and I was like, that line is still there.
No idea.
But I did try to go
Yeah.
to Bruja, because that was the go-to, but that's how in demand they are, yeah.
But like just making it more, not just people, but just all rounds of Columbia City.
That's all I wanted to redo the mural out there, but it's just, when do you find the time to do it? Because he has to be closed, and I wanted to redo the first one to kind of
Got a
pep
lot
it
of
back
traffic.
up. Yeah. There you are.
Beaten up. Oh, we can
But
do
that's
something.
something we could definitely hit on October.
Yep, we could talk about that
That would
then
be a
too.
good time to.
Should we maybe have
Rolling.
more homework and people come up with some locations, potential sites?
Yeah.
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 Like just that we see
there's
between.
definitely
And if you
some-
were wanting out-of-town people, I'm not from here. I'm from around the Anderson area originally. And one thing that you guys, well, the biggest thing I think that you have going for you that we don't have any of in central Indiana, and you're very close to us, is lots of lakes. And having maybe something painted with Loon Lake and this lake and that lake and whatever.
Yeah.
So when people are driving through on 9, like, you wouldn't realize that there's all these lakes around here unless you're really paying attention to the little green signs on 9 or whatever.
Right.
That for me, I would
Yeah.
be like, I'm coming back. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's very true. Yeah.
Hmm.
Things we
Lakes have-
take for granted.
Oh, and the lakes
Yeah.
all do have interesting shapes, too.
Mhm.
That's,
I think-
and I
You
think
get
we used to
very
go
nautical
like Gateway to
things
the
you can
Lakes
do.
or something like that. Didn't Columbia City
thinking-
used to do
Maybe,
that
a
for a
long
minute?
time ago, yeah.
Like a blue heron or a,
I think Loon
Yeah.
Lake looks like a baby deer laying on its
you
side.
got
Yeah.
Loon Lake, so you could loon.
You know, there's-
Animals would be really cool.
That would be fantastic. And it's,
That would make, yeah.
and we could become known for those.
We could
things.
put deer everywhere.
Before you head out.
They
the
are
door,
everywhere.
down
What are you talking
city.
about?
Just
Yeah,
every possible.
yeah.
Just come over to my yard.
That's
Every
true, 'cause he was
possible
just like, "There's so much
imaginative
grass
kind
and so
of
much,
deer
like,
over
open
I saw
land."
one had 2
So you
fawns
do
the
think
other
about
night.
lakes and land
Again.
and, yeah.
They're so
I know there was
cute,
one
it's
that came
just
in my
one
yard
eye.
that
Wife
was,
lived out in
I haven't
West
seen her though,
Carolina.
I'm sure she's probably not
And I'm
around.
like,
But
how
she's
do
like
you go
gimp,
get past before
like she'd
you
been
actually get
hit.
to, like,
Yeah,
oh.
he was
I just
like
can't believe
freaking
it.
out.
I tell you about being down by Tractor Supply in the middle of the afternoon.
Now I love it, but.
There was
Yeah.
at least
I mean,
6 or 7 of them that
dislike
ran
it, it's
across
just, like, overwhelming.
from Tractor
Yeah.
Supply.
Yeah. I'm a
Across
city
that
kid,
high,
like,
across 30
it's very-
there, and how none of them got hit, I have no idea. Cause I was in the turn lane to go to Ace Hardware, and I just had to stop and just go.
Okay, so I will add to the homework, new homework.
Reel us back in.
Reeling you back in. I will send additional homework now that is coming up with ideas and locations for our projects on infrastructure.
Thank you for that, Robert. I was looking for it. Couldn't seem to find it.
Infrastructure?
Infrastructure.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so moving on
Decorative.
from there, in new business, we have, the commission is regretful to say that we have the resignation of Kay Fleck. We'll be sad to see Kay go. She contributed a lot to our first year and a half, 2 years of the organization, so,
And the entire community.
Yeah.
she did tell me that she would really like to continue volunteering with the group, so when we have opportunities for that, we should definitely reach out to her and let her know.
Yeah.
She could sort of, I think, visualize helping out with some different things next year, so,
She's really good with grants.
yeah. So we will have to keep in touch with her.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention with regards to that is that Kay's seat is one that was nominated and placed by the mayor, so he will be the one who fills her spot. That said, if you all have ideas, you're
That's- I was
welcome
gonna
to
see if
send
we
them
wanted
on
to-
to
Right.
him. But
Okay.
ultimately, he will get the,
And-
some of us on the commission were appointed by city council and some were appointed by the mayor.
Right.
It's right, it's right
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say it is on there.
It's, and with Mike and April's
Mm-hmm.
term runs at the end of this year, they could be reappointed.
We'll definitely want to get that before the
But-
mayor and city council, or
But-
anybody who's up.
And I think the council ones don't end until 25. And then, and if a few of us are on until 2026.
Who?
Me, I think.
You.
Oh, me?
Oh.
Her.
Okay.
I'm looking at this, I was like, oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
he told me 3 years.
Okay, some of us got the full parade there.
So, and probably what happens with whoever the mayor puts in for Kay's slot, will just finish the remainder
Yeah.
of Kay's term, and then if they like that, then they can
Reappoint.
potentially.
And I think they
continue on.
staggered them so that they wouldn't turn the whole thing over
Right.
every,
Yeah, that's smart.
Right.
yeah, I think
That's
that's the way
really
the
smart.
ordinance created it.
So
Yeah.
how much time is left on Kay?
20, she is December 1st, 2025.
Okay,
But Mike and April,
need to be.
if they are willing, need to be reappointed.
Yes, please.
So I guess, let me know if you both want to continue, and then we'll make sure that that all gets approved. Because that will have to go through formal.
Sure.
If April doesn't come back, we all just need to give up.
No,
Yeah, if April got-
no,
Because
no.
we will
April and Mike are
function.
going, somebody else. But,
I'll do it.
no, and that's December 1st, so that is coming up faster.
Yeah.
Right, and when we get down to thinking like, okay,
Yeah.
city council meets twice a month, so like,
Yeah,
we have a few meetings, but like, we
Not
should
many.
probably get on it.
yeah. 2 meetings?
Yeah.
And I don't
And I
know-
don't think it matters if we do it ahead of time, but,
I don't know if she still lives in town or not, but I know that after the commission had been established, Katie Fry was disappointed that she hadn't been included. And she's
Yeah,
acted,
We are being recorded, you know.
okay, well,
well,
Yes,
again, I guess
yeah.
I'll say, if anybody has any suggestions of people that they would like to recommend to the mayor, ultimately it will be his decision
Are
who
you
to
looking
replace.
for a specific skill set
Um,
to fill?
We would like to have,
somebody who likes to apply for grants, and he said, let's replace Kay.
things to generally keep in mind is we like to have a diversity of interests
Right, and I
and
don't
all
remember
sorts of
what everybody
things.
does, so, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so, I guess, like, we could brainstorm gaps in the commission for what we
Maybe
need. but-
that on the agenda.
Yeah.
October, yeah.
Sure.
But definitely, as has been the criteria in the past, it's making a body of individuals who represent lots of different things and lots of different skill sets and
Diverse.
abilities, and must live in Columbia city limits. That is,
Yeah.
that is one that is,
Sacrosanct.
yes,
No, Non-negotiable.
right,
Yes,
right.
yes.
And I do think that they must be an adult, probably.
Yeah. Well,
Not necessarily
They don't
have
have
to
to
act
behave
like
that
one,
way.
right?
Yeah, you got him, you got me.
Mine's coming up in what, 2025?
And by all means, I guess now is a good time to say, for the sake of the listening public too, we do appreciate volunteers and other people to be involved. You do not have to be a member of this commission in order to participate, and it's open to everybody. There's not like
It's open.
a gate and gatekeepers here. Like, we want people to be involved, so if art is something you care about, the arts of any sort, reach out to a commission member and get involved.
yes.
That's what I keep telling them when I hear anything.
Mhm.
They're
Free
public
to go up there and
meetings.
sit
yeah.
in.
This is a very inclusive organization. All right. Do we have anything else?
I do.
I do
Okay.
too.
I just have a quick announcement. I don't think it's being well advertised, and, but the Lawrence E. Wolf Community Handbell Choir is having a fundraiser concert on September 11th at 6:30 PM. Includes snacks, yummy snacks, and it is no charge, but it is a, please donate
Goodwill offer.
largely.
Where's this at?
Peabody Library,
Okay.
6:30, and it'll be about an hour and a half. And I ran their rehearsal last night, and I'm telling you what, they are ready.
Lawrence E. Wolf Bell Choir?
Mhm.
Okay.
We have triplicates on some of our positions, like people who play this song and this song, then somebody else steps in and plays that song and that song, because there's enough interest that we're almost ready to have a second choir.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Awesome.
Mhm. But they still need to raise multiple thousands of dollars to pay for them.
For the bells.
So-
Right, April.
If we
I
can advertise.
have, so Scott has created the website, so we have yearly web fees to keep our website open. So I had 2 bills that we paid for the premium package for another year, and then this one is for the domain registration to keep your domain. They both total $145.65. So I just need to get that approved so that it's been paid already.
Okay. Can we
For
have a motion
reimbursed.
to approve that expenditure?
Is the total 145.65?
The total is, so yes, one was for $115.80.
Okay.
That is the premium package for 1 year.
Okay, for maintenance, and then the registration.
And the other one is the domain registration is $29.85 for a total of $145.65.
I move that we reimburse April Frazier for the costs that she's fronted for the website maintenance and registration fees.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Aye, sorry.
And all the bios and the video is up there too, so I
Okay.
can probably share the video too for the tour.
I have one thing to add of a artistic nature. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet, and if you are too busy probably on Saturday to come visit the museum, I do encourage you all to come out and visit the Art at the Museum exhibit that's currently underway at the Whitley County Historical Museum. There will be an artist reception on Thursday, September 26th, from 5 to 7 p.m. with hors d'oeuvres, door
What time?
prizes, 5 to 7 p.m.
Thank you.
with hors d'oeuvres and door prizes and music and artists present. If you can make it to that, that would be great. If not, another time, the museum is open weekdays from 8 to 4. And the exhibit is pretty extensive. There are current artists represented and lots of artists of Whitley County's past. There is a little bit of everything. There's sculpture, there's woodworking, there are,
The reception's at the museum. too.
yes, there are miniature dioramas, there are paintings, there's just all kinds of stuff, like people
I was
have
thinking
really.
Shinzo
really
Oki
cool.
painted. didn't
Yep, some of his work is on display, so is Elmer Stewart, who was a historical painter from Churubusco.
Awesome.
There's some pieces by Margot Langor. There's Martha Chocote White. There's a lot of different art there.
Neat.
And it's a good opportunity to see. Some of these pieces are from the museum's collection, some are from private collections, kind of all together in one place at one time, and some of them you might not get a chance to see again, so.
Did you ever go out to the library and ask them where they were hiding
No.
some of the art I was looking for that day?
No.
I'm sure I was, like totally lost and didn't know where to look, but, there's that amazing art by Joanne Schindbeckler. She was an ad illustrator for Wolf and Dessauers. And she did like high-end, it looked like New York City modeling work,
Wow.
that kind of sketching.
What was her name?
Schindbeckler. SCH,
What's her first name?
Joanne, but it was Joan,
Okay.
I think.
All right, I will also look and see if the museum has any of her stuff in the archives.
Okay, and I have one more piece of business. I just looked at our Facebook page, and all I see are 4 pictures. Am I missing something, or is the page not being, do we have anybody who's actually in charge of that page?
Yes, and it's frequently
It's-
updated.
it's got
like-
Why
lots
am
of
I not
pictures.
seeing anything?
I would-
Because I pulled all the stuff from for There's quite a
I
bit
don't know,
on
they
there.
have a
There's-
funky algorithm. Sometimes I get stuff,
Becky,
sometimes I
there's
don't get
multiple
stuff.
things a day on that page.
Okay.
Yeah, see, look.
Oh, look,
these
there you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
these are
great.
I wonder if I had a clone site or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's updated frequently with
Oh.
our own posts, and then anything of an art's nature
Yeah.
gets shared there.
Yeah, you're
There
good
are
about sharing
multiple
that
of us
stuff.
who are on there and able to share, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. And I just posted 3 of the artists today, so.
So what do you have to do to get notifications? Because I've liked it, but I don't ever get your notifications.
I'm not
Hmm.
sure. Like,
You
it might
liked
be,
it?
you might have to visit it a couple
Yeah.
times for it to get in the algorithm, maybe like and share.
Or
Right.
just post
Because
something.
there's several things you guys have done that I would wanted my son to have been part of, and
Mhm.
you posted it like you're supposed to, but I'm not
Mhm.
seeing it.
A lot of it
I
comes
see
down to
that,
Facebook's
Jennifer, so-
algorithms.
Mhm.
So go like and comment some crap
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Liking,
Then
yeah.
you'll start
That was
seeing
the
it
first
more
thing
in your
I
own
thought.
feed.
Gotcha.
That's
Or
the-
Like I see your
commenting.
pictures.
The kind of like frustrating part of Facebook is just,
They want you to purchase an ad
yeah.
and boost it.
Mhm.
And,
so
and
they
the bad
try
thing
to-
about that is, like, from my own personal business experience, we dumped a lot of money into advertising,
Mhm.
and then you go back to zero
Yeah.
when you stop.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's no,
Can't
yeah.
win.
It's
Mhm.
really hard.
so I'd almost say, if you got a good thing going, don't advertise.
And I try, like everything I've posted recently, I've also posted on Instagram because, your younger people don't really get on Facebook.
I wonder if you could try that at everyone, or what's that little thing?
No, please don't do that.
I don't think,
No,
yeah.
People don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to see your stuff.
Well, now we know.
All right, anything else?
We have this card, so we, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we will adjourn then.
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
My second.
Aye.
Aye.
Adjourned.
Okay, but we all want to hang for just a minute, and April's